There are cities and towns in America where a house costs less than a month's rent in New York. Yes, you didn't hear wrong. Homes are available in some areas for $30,000, $40,000, even $80,000. Sounds like a scam. But the real question is, if it's so cheap, why isn't everyone going out there and buying houses? A more dire question is there just opportunity hidden behind these low prices or a dark truth? You are watching Scandal Files US. Here we highlight all the American stories, weird facts, and hidden realities that defy belief. So give the video a like, subscribe, and keep the bell icon on so that our next video reaches you first. Because the more you go through today's list, the more you will understand. Cheap house doesn't always mean cheap life. Not long ago, the American dream meant owning a home. But now, in many places, the price of an ordinary house has skyrocketed. According to Redfin's 2026 data, people in most parts of America have to spend a large portion of their income to buy a typical home. Yet surprisingly, home prices are still relatively low in some Midwest and Rust Belt cities. And in some realtors' markets, that price has dropped to such a level that sounds like there is something wrong somewhere. Because the truth is, home prices are not just about bricks, cement, and bedrooms. It involves jobs, crime, population, old industries, taxes, schools, and the future. Sometimes a cheap house in a city is not a cheap deal, rather a warning. And the number one place on this list? Homes there start at around $30,000. Number 10 on the list is Topeka, Kansas. Here the median listing price was approximate $184,950. While that doesn't sound cheap, it's still incredibly low compared to America's current housing market. And most surprising, there were homes listed between $93,000 and $125,000 in some of the better neighborhoods. Topeka has the advantage. It's not a completely dead city. There is a job market, there are big companies, and because of its proximity to Kansas City, people are starting to see it as a more houses for less type of place. Means cheap does not end here. But the problem is, when outside investors and out-of-state buyers start coming in, the cheap stuff doesn't stay cheap very fast. Macon, Georgia at number 9. The median list price here was about $174,950. Macon, like many South American cities, is a strange place. Never quite collapsed, never quite rising again. There are new houses, there are suburbs, but the city vibe is still thereof. The scary thing about this city is that you can see houses here that look like the middle-class American dream. But the economy around that house, income growth, and long-term demand don't always tell that story. Means opportunity from outside, uncertainty inside. And the next city? Home prices there are also incredibly low compared to nearby lakefront regions. Utica, New York. Median list price about $169,450. Such a price from New York State? Strange to hear. Many people think when they hear New York, everything is expensive. But Utica breaks that story. It was once a textile manufacturing town. Even today, the old industrial America remains in the city. And that's why prices are low here. No shiny hype, no massive population boom, no coastal wealth. But here's the twist. Low prices sometimes it becomes a paradise for first-time buyers. It means loser city in everyone's eyes, but hidden win for some. Number 7 on the list is Charleston, West Virginia. The median list price is about $148,900. There is a university, there is culture, there is a local scene, but the population is decreasing. And when young people leave the city after graduation and older homeowners move elsewhere, then the housing market gradually softens. This is Charleston's paradox. The city is not completely empty, rather livable, but the demand is not so strong that the price suddenly explodes. So it may sound like a dream come true for a first-time home buyer. But the question remains the same. Do you want to enter the city where people are leaving? Erie, Pennsylvania. Median list price is about $148,400. Some homes in this city that sits on the edge of the Great Lakes are available for under $40,000 gone. That's the kind of number where people stop scrolling. Because homes in America are close to the price of a used car, it's almost unreal. But the reason behind Erie's low prices is also brutal. Here, higher than average unemployment, lower wages, and population decline all are keeping demand down. It means there is a bargain, but the bargaining power is created from the struggle. And when a city the price falls because its future is weak, then cheap house and cheap risk come together. At number 5 is Davenport, Iowa, median list price of about $127,400. Along the Mississippi River, this city has a community feel, a festival culture, a park, and a surprisingly charming local identity. That's what sets Davenport apart from the rest. Because there are some cheap cities that seem cheap because they are tired, but Davenport's vibe isn't entirely tired. The question here is not, why should anyone stay? Rather, why is it still available at such a low price? And the answer to this question takes us deep into Rust Belt America. Because houses in the next cities are not only cheaper, the whole system has changed. Youngstown, Ohio, median list price is about $118,000. Once a city of steel industry, today it is America's industrial decline, one of the symbols. But the strange thing is many decent quality homes in Youngstown are still available at prices that would pass for a down payment in a larger city. This contrast is terrible. On the one hand, affordable life. On the other hand, decades of shrinkage. If you're judging by the Zillow-style thumbnail alone, it looks like a jackpot. But if you look at economy, population, and long-term appreciation, then you will understand there is a crack under the jackpot. And next city? There are fixer-upper homes available for $26,000. Number 3 on the list is Saginaw, Michigan. The median list price is about $112,200. Some historic fixer-uppers drop here to around $26,000. Yes, $26,000. Less than parking space in a big city. Saginaw's story is a classic Rust Belt story. Auto industry slowdown, job loss, population decline, and poverty all combined to drive down housing demand. Realtors' reports said layoffs and financial pressure in the area are one of the major reasons. But here is the biggest psychological trap. When people see cheap houses, they think a little renovation will do. But many times renovation cost, property tax, insurance, neighborhood risk, and resale uncertainty all together make cheap house expensive, make a mistake, and yet, it's not over yet. Because top 2 places are cheaper. At number 2 is Terre Haute, Indiana, median list price of about $104,900. The problem here is not one, rather layered. Many houses are old, many pre-1960s, many need repair, and the supply is more than the buyer demand. Sounds great. More supply, lower price, great deal. But when the market prices a thing at a low price giving, there is usually a reason behind it. And in Terre Haute, it's an aging housing stock, a declining population, and an attempt to revitalize the city. This city teaches America a brutal lesson. A house can be cheap because it's not undervalued, rather because the city is in survival mode. And now, the number 1 place has arrived. Number 1 on the list is Peoria, Illinois. The median list price was just $98,000, and some homes start around $30,000. This is the moment where the average viewer would think, no, it's not real. But yes, it's real. And this is the scary part. Peoria's low prices are due to business closures, population pressure, and Illinois' relatively high tax burden. It means that the house is cheap not only because of generosity, rather in economic friction. Yet Peoria is whole not hopeless. Because in such cities a completely different kind of buyer comes: those who don't want coastal prestige, for those who want square footage, those who want low entry price, or those who believe some old American cities can still get a second chance. And here is the biggest twist of the entire video. These cities are not scams. But these are not simple bargains. America's ultra-cheap housing markets bring out a strange truth. One: the lower the house price in the city, it's not always such a good deal. Sometimes it is the result of population loss. Sometimes a reflection of the job market collapse. Sometimes decades of industrial decline. Redfin's 2026 affordability analysis also shows that the bulk of America's most affordable markets are in the Midwest and Great Lakes region, where historical economic decline has kept home values down, even though new demand is coming in some places. Yes, here you can get a house at an unusually low price. But the real question is never how cheap. No, the real question is why cheap? Because the answer to that why tells it is opportunity or warning sign. And honestly, the most disturbing part of this video is not the price of the house. The most disturbing part is some cities in America are so forgotten, So far back that's a whole house their price. Sometimes it comes close to a